Let's say you want to do a wipe transition between two static images. So for example, I would go into the effects panel. I would say wipe. There's my wipe transition. Drag it in, put it right on the split between the two images. Now, when I run it, you can see the wipe comes in exactly as you expected. But what we don't like is that it's linear. We want it to kind of start fast and then land at the end like with gravity, slow down a lot. So to do that, what we need to do is essentially do our own wipe transition. So get rid of that. What I like to do is put the new slide one level up on the timeline, extend it over the first one so that we can essentially bring it in, make a cut right at the edge. So basically this little piece is what I'm going to slide in. Then I select on it so I can go into effects. I click on toggle animation and position. I expand that field so I can see my animation timeline. Then I go to the end. I like to back up one slide just so I can see it more clearly here. Then I'm going to do the translation to put it exactly where I want it. In my case, I know it's going to be 2880, so I can nail it exactly. And then if I were to run this, it would do exactly what the wipe transition did before, but what would be the point in that? What I want to do is make it a Bezier so I can have it come in, slowly start, then speed up, and then slow down as it lands. So the way I do that is I expand this little tab here so I can see the timeline, which I've done already. I click on the starting of the animation, temporal interpolation. I choose Bezier. I do the same for the ending, temporal interpolation, Bezier. And then it's important that I grab the little dot at the edge of the timeline. I always bring it down to 0 because I want the velocity to start at 0. That's essentially how fast it's moving when it starts. Then I drag the little button and I drag the other one also exactly the same. Notice that as I'm dragging it, the shape isn't really right, but as soon as I let go, it pops into right. So it's going to start out slowly, then it's going to speed up, then slow down, and then land slowly. So let's see if it did it. Yep, just like we expected. Let's watch that again. It starts out slowly, speeds up, and then lands slowly. Sometimes I like to bias it a little bit towards the landing so I can take it and move this all the way to the left. And now notice it'll start out a little smoother and then it'll land slower. Here we go. Here's my original. There you go. A little slower at the end. That's kind of what I like. A little slower at the end. It just looks and feels more natural to me.